and welcome to First Chapter Friday. My name is Eva. I'm one of the librarians at the Alameda Free Library, and today I have a book for you that is absolutely true. And the events in the book didn't take place that long ago. In fact, some of you may remember hearing about this in the news. The book is called All 13, The Incredible Cave Rescue of the Thai Boys Soccer Team, and it's by Christina Soontornvat. And there you go, you can take a look at that. I'm going to read to you from the inside front cover, which is a great way to find out what a book is about before you start actually diving into the book. Here we go. It's June 23rd, 2018, a hot, cloudy day in northern Thailand. 12 young players of the Wild Boars soccer team and their coach head into a local cave to explore. But when they turn to leave, rising floodwaters block their path. The boys are trapped. Before long, news of the missing team spreads, launching a 17-day rescue operation involving thousands of rescuers from around the globe. Above ground, a team of military personnel, engineers, medics, cave divers, and other volunteers races to find the trapped boys. Almost half a mile below, a similarly heroic effort is taking place as the wild boars focus on conserving their energy and oxygen, and most importantly, keeping their hopes up. Both the boys and their rescuers will soon prove to the world that even in the face of impossible odds, the human spirit is an irrepressible force. All right, let's get going. I'm going to turn this camera around so that you can see the extraordinary photographs that go along with this book. So hang on just a second. Okay, here we go. Here again is the cover, and I'm going to flip to the beginning of the book. And chapter 1, A Typical Saturday. On the soccer fields of Mae Sai, Thailand, it sounds like a typical Saturday morning. The tap-tap of soccer balls passing cleat to cleat across the grass. The twee of the coach's whistle and shouts of "mark up" and "make some space." The hard thump of a well-placed foot, followed by the best sound of all, silence as the ball flies past the goalie's fingertips, then a soft swish as it lands at the back of the net. It's only practice for the Wild Boars, a local boys team for players ages 11 to 17. But if they can keep sinking shots like that in their next game, they can't lose. In Thailand, as in most of the world, soccer is not just a sport. It's a total obsession. The scuffle and shouts of pickup matches can be heard at all hours of the day, whether in an urban metropolis like Bangkok or here in the small town of Mae Sai. Practice finishes and the boys huddle together, drinking water and wiping the sweat off their faces. It's a hot day, but at least there are clouds to shield them from the brutal sun. Talk shifts from World Cup rivalries to what they're going to do next. Everyone's eyes turn to 25-year-old assistant coach Ekapol Chantawang, whom everyone calls Coach Ek. He's been promising to take the team on an excursion to a local cave, and all the boys want to know if their outing is still on. Being a wild boar means more than just getting together to play soccer a couple of times a week. The team is tight-knit, even though they go to different schools. The kids on the team have a reputation for being adventurous and outdoorsy, never sitting still for long, always ready to hop on their bikes to go exploring together. Coach Ek encourages the boys to be athletes beyond the soccer field, and he organizes regular hiking and bicycling expeditions for them. They often go swimming after practice, either at the neighborhood activity center or at a local swimming hole. On the team's last outing, a strenuous bike ride to the top of a nearby mountain, Doi Thang, they discussed what their next trip would be. This area of Thailand is well known for its caves, the most famous of which is Tham Luang Nang Don, the cave of the sleeping lady, and they had agreed to go to there together. Some teammates have to back out of the fun. They have too much homework, or their parents have made them promise to come home for this reason or that. But 12 of the boys are still up for the adventure. Knight reminds the team that it's his birthday. His parents are having a party that evening, complete with food, a big cake, and lots of friends and family. The team is invited too, but they can't show up late, and they definitely can't show up covered in cave mud. Coach Eck tells them we have to be out by 5 o'clock. Everyone agrees. They'll go for only an hour or so, and then they'll head back. The boys buy snacks to top up their energy before the bike ride to the cave. They go for the good stuff, junk food like chips, soda, and their favorite candy bar called Bang Bang. As they scarf it down before setting out, they laugh and call to each other as they cycle along. The oldest boys, T, Knight, and Knight's cousin Nick, are good friends with the coach. 14-year-old Adul is quite close to Coach Eck too. Adul is the only non-Buddhist in the group, and he is devoted to the Christian church he attends in Mesai, where he sings and plays guitar. The other parishioners raised money to send him to a good local school, where he is at the top of all his classes. Pedaling with him are fellow 8th graders Note and Turn. Boo weaves among his friends, driving his moped. Next come the inseparable 13-year-olds who go to school together. Dom, who is the team captain, Mix, and Pong, a jokester who isn't as serious about class as the other boys. The little boys work to keep up. 13-year-old Mark, who is the smallest member on the team, and 11-year-old Chubby Cheek Titan, the youngest player, who begged his parents to let him join the wild boars. Despite the differences in their ages, those 12 boys are very good friends. They hardly ever get into arguments, though they do love to tease little Titan, who usually takes it all in stride with his big smile. As the boys cycle on, paved roads give way to dirt, and neighborhood dogs trot out to greet them. The Nang Non mountain range rises up behind them, a blurry dark green as they ride past homes and apartments, repair shops, and open front stores selling furniture, restaurant equipment, and plastic toys. After a few minutes on their bikes, the boys are on the one-lane roads that wind through farms and into the mountains. The wild boars love these trips, when they can leave behind their stacks of homework and get up into the fresh green hills that hover over their neighborhoods. The boys' parents are happy that their children are adventurous. It's much better for them to be out in nature, exercising their bodies and minds, than stuck at home watching a screen or wandering under the artificial lights of a shopping mall. Besides, they're with Coach Eck, who is much more than just a coach. Eck believes that his duties don't end on the field. He feels that in order to be a good leader, he needs to understand the boys as individuals. In turn, they sometimes listen to their coach much more than they do their own parents. But rather than being annoyed, the parents are grateful that their sons have such a good influence. They trust Eck deeply, and he even babysits for them sometimes. He is young enough to feel like another son or nephew to the boys' families, but he carries the wisdom and maturity of someone who has been through too many of life's hardships. They hope their sons can learn to be like him. Luckily, the boys want the same thing. Tam Luang is only a few miles from the soccer field, and the team turns off the main road after about a half an hour. As they pump up the gravelly track to the entrance, birds swoop through groves of banana and lychee trees. Yellow and brown spotted butterflies flit past as pineapple fields give way to thick jungle that shades the road. The last bit of the bike ride is all uphill, muggy and sweaty. Soon the team is gratefully walking their bikes toward the cool, dark mouth of the cave. They set their bikes on the ground outside and swap their cleats for flip-flops. Coach Eck leads the boys up to the entrance, bringing along the supplies he's packed, a coil of thin rope and flashlights. They walk past a faded sign warning visitors not to enter during the rainy season, as the cave floods at that time. But they don't pay the sign much attention. It's only June 23rd, and the heavy rains are still weeks away. I bet you can guess what happens next. The rest of this book as you go through is very exciting. The pictures are great. Here's a picture of their flip-flops in the cave and a picture of the cave itself. And let's see what else I can show you. We have, whoops, that has no pictures at all. There's some pictures from Mesai, and here are the rescuers in the base camp. You can see how hard it's raining in that picture. And we also have a picture of Navy SEALs preparing diving gear. It's pretty fantastic, all of the things that go on in this story, and I hope that you will check it out and see for yourself. This book is not yet available as an ebook or an audiobook, but you're going to want to take a look at the incredible photographs anyway, so I hope you'll put a hold on this book through our catalog and pick it up during library pickup. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.